We're learning to do Nishmas Etta Ahuva by Yaakov Masechus Bava Kama Perek Hey Mishna Hey HaChofer Bar B'Shus HaYachid U'Pischei L'Rishus HaRabim Oy B'Shus HaRabim U'Pischei L'Rishus HaYachid. So either the pit is in the Rishus HaYachid and the Pesach is in the Rishus HaRabim, or Fakert, or B'Shus HaYachid U'Pischei L'Rishus HaYachid. They're both in the Rishus HaYachid. It's in someone else's Rishus HaYachid Acher, someone else's Rishus HaYachid. Chayiv, you're chayiv for bar if a shar falls into it. So the case over here is Rishus HaYachid. It's talking about that you were mafker your rishus, and therefore people had permission to go in there and they fall into the bar. So you're chayiv for that. In the Gemara is a machlokes Tanoim, Rabbi Yishmael and Rabbi Akiva, and a machlokes Amiraim about where they argue. So according to Rabbah, everyone holds that a bar b'shus harabim is chayiv, which we're going to learn in a second. If you're chayiv for bar b'shus harabim, you're chayiv. The machlokes Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Yishmael is if you're also chayiv in these cases where you're mafker rishusai. Rabbi Akiva holds you chayiv, like we just learned in the Mishnah, and Rabbi Yishmael would argue and say that you're not chayiv. And Rabbi Yosef holds fakert. In the first case in the Mishnah, hifker, which we just said, hifker rishusai, everyone holds you chayiv. Machlokes Rabbi Yishmael and Rabbi Akiva. So Rabbi Yishmael holds you're also chayiv by hifker b'shus harabim. Rabbi Akiva would argue on that. So what's the case of chayfer b'shus harabim? The Mishnah says now chayfer bar b'shus harabim b'nafal l'seicha shar oy chamor umeis chayiv. If you dig a pit in b'shus harabim, you're chayiv. The Gemara learned it out from a kal v'chomer. It says ki yiftach v'chi yichra. So if you're chayiv for psicha, surely you're chayiv for digging. So the Gemara says, Elal iske psicha v'kriya ba'aloi, that even if it's in Rishus HaRabim and it only became yours because you dug it, still you're going to be chayiv. Now the Mishnah says, what type of pit are you chayiv on? Echer chayfer bar, whether it's a round, siach, whether it's long and narrow, mara, whether it's square with an opening is a cave, charitzin is also square, but there's a opening on top, there's no gag. Ni'itzin is that it's like a triangle, it's more narrow on the bottom and wider on the top. Chayiv and all these yechayiv. Imkein lama nemer bar. Why did the Torah specify bar? Ma bar sheyesh by kidei lahamas asar tzvachim. Afkol sheyesh by kidei lahamas asar tzvachim. That you only chayiv if an animal dies in it if it was 10 tvachim tall. Like the Mishnah now explains further. Hayubchusam yasar, if it was less than 10 tvachim, v'nafal l'seicha shar chamar umeis pater. But this halacha of having to be 10 tvachim is only legabe misa, that if the shar dies in it, then you're going to be pater. But if a shar gets damaged in it, then you will be chayiv. Mishnah vav bar shel shnei shutvim. If you have a pit that was owned by two owners, and the Gemara goes through how you have such a scenario, like the case of hifker rishusai, so you could say easily that they owned the property b'shutvis and then they were mafker the property. Or even like the other mandarami, you could say that they dug the last kriya together, and therefore they both own this bar. Over aleh arisha v'loy kisu, the first one didn't cover it, left it uncovered. V'hasheni v'loy kisu, and then the second one afterwards went by and also left it uncovered. Hasheni chayiv, we say the second one is chayiv. And we're talking about over here that the first one gave the kisei abar to the second one to cover, and the second one didn't cover it. Kiso harisha nuba hasheni umatzo megula. If the first one covered it and the second one now comes and sees it's uncovered, v'loy kiso, and he doesn't cover it, also hasheni chayiv, the second one is going to be chayiv. Kiso kiroi, let's say you made a covering on this pit and you did a proper covering, and yet nafal l'seicha shar chamar umeis, and you're pater because then it's a oinus. Loy kiso kiroi, but if you didn't cover it properly, v'nafal l'seicha shar chamar umeis chayiv, then it's pasha that you are chayiv. Gemara says what the chiddush of that case is. Nafal lefana of mikol hakriya chayiv, la'achra of mikol hakriya pater. If let's say a shar fell into a pit because someone made a noise, it fell backwards, and then you're pater because that's grama ba'alma. But if it fell forwards, so then you're going to be chayiv, even though it's only grama ba'alma. Since in the bar the hezek happens, so therefore you are chayiv. Nafal l'seichai shar v'kelav v'nishtabru chamor v'kelav v'niskara. Let's say it fell into a bar, a animal, and the kelim that were on top of the animal. So now the Mishnah says the halacha that we learned earlier, the nafal shama shar chamar, we darshan shar v'loy adam chamar v'loy kelim. That you only chayiv if the shar dies in it, but not if a Adam or Kalim, not if a Adam dies in it, not if a Kalim gets damage in it. So that's what, in this case, you're going to be chayiv al behem, you're going to be chayiv on the animal, pater al kalim, but you're going to be pater on the kalim. Nafal l'seicha shar cheres shaita v'katan chayiv. If it falls inside of it a shar which is cheres shaita v'katan, so then you're chayiv. This part is pashut. The chiddush is for the diak that if there was a shar pikayach, then you're talking not chayiv, because then we say yiboy le'liyune amezel. The shar should have been careful where it was going. Benoy bas evedoi ama pater. But if Adam falls in it, like we said, Sharva Adam, then you're Pater.